everyone. My name is Dee. I'm here to present some of the features for SQLyog. Today, we are going to focus on uh, power tools. We are going to explore SQLyog's power, and by that we mean the power tool features that are here to help you and does most of the work. Makes your lives easier and that sort of thing. So let's quickly dive into it, and we're just going to mix it up a bit today. So let's focus on one of the key features, that's schema synchronization. So SQLyog works with schema as well. It is something that is designed for developers who work between different MySQL servers and need to keep databases between two MySQL servers in a sync. That means reporting the differences between tables, indexes, columns, routines, and two databases, and generating scripts to bring them in a scheme. So to do that, we have SQLyog's schema synchronization tool. It is a visual comparison and synchronization tool, and it's something that enables you to compare and work with different databases. As you will see, it is color coded side by side and provides a side by side comparison that makes it easy to pinpoint at a glance the similarities or differences between two databases. So schema sync tool supports column, index, routine comparison, enabling you to quickly insert and drop columns, indexes, and routines. If there are any differences in the schema of a column or index or routine, schema sync tool generates the correct script to apply those changes. If you click on either of these drop down lists, you will see that SQLyog will provide you the combined list of all the databases available from the multiple connections that you have made through SQLyog. Because SQLyog does your work, so it will save all those connections, all those details, and everything that you have inserted from the day you started using this instance of SQLyog. It will just save all that in SQLyog sa.log, and it will make sure that it displays those lists so that you can simply use the drop down to select the database that you want to compare from the combo boxes. You can launch this particular this particular feature by just clicking on our tools and SQLyog's schema synchronization tool, or you can simply press Control Q to start the tool. So at the top of the box, the object state where it is to be altered is signified by two different colors, but we'll get to that. First, let's pick up a random, server. I'll just go ahead and do that here, and I'll just go and compare. So this doesn't have a lot of things to compare. Let me just go ahead and pick a different one. Just give me a moment. Right. So as you will see, now we have some tables to compare, and we can delve deeper into them. Just click on these things to see the columns and indexes and foreign keys and all those details for each of these databases. So what does this color mean? So the color coded comparison is to help you identify the objects. So as you will see, there is something that is in blue. I don't think it's here right now, but you will see it in some databases when you compare them. So if there is something that an object in blue, that means that at least one of the columns or indexes or routines between the two databases has a difference. In addition, the order of fields and indexes is considered when comparing the index object. So that way, you will be able to see the difference. If there is slight difference between these two databases, you will be able to see that in blue. If you see something in green, as you see a lot of things in green here, that just means that the object is already present in the database and needs to be created in the other database. So this particular object here is something that is present in the source database. It needs to be created in the target database. It's not there. That is why it's in gray there. The object is not present in the database and needs to be created in the target database. That's why it's shown in shows up as gray. It needs to be in the target. Now, there is something that is in black. That means that there was no difference found in the databases, which is why it was in black. But since there were a lot of differences, you will see that in green in the source database, and in the target database, you will see that in gray. So those are the different color options that you have. This is just a simple comparison tool. You will need to be present to do that. You will be able to see the queries that were used to compare this, that needs to be executed here. You'll be able to see the messages here. So let's just execute this. I'll just click on this, and we have some options here that will allow you to filter it out, so you can hide and ignore objects that are needs to be altered or targeted. You will need to you can hide objects that needs to be created to be dropped. You can just filter them out according to your need. Once you execute them, SQL will just take a few seconds to execute this and synchronize the schema of these two databases. So once the execution is successful, it will display a message that you will see shortly. So this way, the queries that you see down there were executed, and you will see a message here that will show how long it took and how many rows were affected. And once this is all done, once the entire thing is executed, you can save it as a log file. It's up to you. Once you click on this, you'll be able to save it as a log file in your machine. Once you do that, you can just close it out. That means that you have compared two different databases. You can do that not just from the same server, from different servers as well. It's up to you. You can just pull up from the drop down, and you can go ahead and pull up any of these databases, and you can click on compare, and you'll be able to see that that comparison can be done between databases that have different from different servers as well. So this is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Everything is color coded, everything is a click away. You just need to play with it to understand and compare and synchronize two different schemas between two different databases. So this is a schema sync. Now let's go to another visual comparison tool, that's visual data compare. So visual data comparison tool, or VDC as we call it, is an interactive implementation of data synchronization. So they basically just use same code, but it is intended to be run in attended mode. So VDC, you will need to be present to run it. Whereas in database synchronization, we'll get to that later. You can just schedule it or just run it even if you're not there. But this is something where you will need to be there to run it. So you just need to go to Power Tools, like I did, and click on Visual Data Comparison Visit. So once you've done that, you'll be able to compare data from source and target before taking an action. So you just need to specify some correct connection parameters as we see in the next way. So we'll just pick up. Uh, what we'll do is we'll just pick up the ones that we were playing around with right now. The database that we just synchronized using schema sync. We'll just play with that. Now, as you will see, once I selected the server, it automatically populated the connection setting, because SQLyog does your work for you. So it will remember all the things that you did, and it will make sure that it populates all those fields, so that you won't have to do the work again and again. So that's how you make SQL work for you. You just need to insert these things, and it will save it for you, and you just need to select it from drop down. Now, so once you have selected the databases, you just need to click on next, and select the tables that you want to compare. I'll just select all the tables and click on next, and we'll have saving option. You can save it as a job file if you wish, and then you'll be able to compare a database. So I'll just click on this, and it will look for a batch of difference. It might not find a difference. It might. We have an option that hides similar rows. So if you want, you can just hide the similar rows as well, or you can display the similar rows. It's up to you. You just need to pick up databases. It looks like I'll have to pick up a different one, but as you see, it's displaying here. Let's see if we can find something with some more differences. So what you will see is some of information that is here in the source database is not there in the target database. For that, you will just need to move that in the target database. All you need to do is select a particular table and then move the information like you see here. All you need to do is look at the differences. The differences will be available in green. So if you will be able to not only just compare rows, you will be able to compare the entire table. So please remember, VDC requires you to have a primary key in that table, so it will only compare tables with primary key. You will see a preview SQL pop-up if you want to see the summary of queries will be executed for source and target. Just give me a moment. You just need to select these. I'm selecting random ones, but you can select all of them by clicking on this. So you can select all the tables, but I'm just selecting some random ones. And once I've done that, I will just go ahead and click on this. Now you will see a preview SQL option. Not only that, you will see an undo option as well. You can undo this particular changes that you made right away. So once you have done that, you can click on preview SQL to see the details of the SQL or summary of the queries that will be executed in source and target. If you want, you can copy these queries for later so that you can run it later if you need, or you can provide it to your colleagues or anything. You can do that, or you can just simply select the the data that you want to move and move it like this. So it's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward, and it requires your attendance, so you will need to be there to run this particular tool. Now, there are the other power tool features. One of them that is often ignored is import external data. So let's say you have data in any ODBC compliance source, as the image says, Access DB2, Oracle, SQL Server. You have data all over there, and you want to use SQLyog to work on it. What you can do is you can import external data, use import external data wizard. So once you have your ODBC compliance source data in one of the files, all you need to do is click on import external data wizard, or you can just click on that. Just give me a moment. So you can just click on power tools and you can click on import external data wizard, or you can just press Ctrl Alt O and this will pop up. So you just need to click on next and select the type of data source. Now you will need that ODBC compliant data source available, and it will only work with any ODBC compliant source. So once you have it, you can have that data in form of CSV, Excel, or Access, or any ODBC compliant source, and then you just need to put in the details for connection or select the file. And once you've done that, you can export that entire work that you did on a different database into SQLyog and work on it. It's pretty useful, and it's a feature that is often not used a lot, so I would advise users to use it, explore it, understand its power. It is something that helps you do your work. It helps you do the work that is not done by other tools through SQLyog. You can do that just by a few clicks. Now, let's move on to another feature, the most powerful feature and the most useful feature in SQLyog that is used almost every day by every SQLyog user. That's the database synchronization wizard. So why do you need this? Why is DB Sync something that is useful for anyone? It's it's something that will help you manage data systematically. It will help you streamline the process of managing data. If you wish to invest in a high performance DB management software, you will need something that helps you, or store and organize data in a centralized database. that you can easily access to update or edit or access whenever you need it. So there are a lot of people with a lot of opinions about how to do that. Some people use MySQL replication. Some people actually use PHP admin, and you can do all that. You can use a scripting language as well, but it's an archaic approach. It's something that was done in the 90s, and it's some even replication is something that can be a hassle, even if you use one of other products module to replicate or monitor the replication. You actually to do that, to actually replicate it, it's a pretty hefty task. And rather than do that, I would advise you to just pull up SQLyog and use this particular DB synchronization visit. It's pretty easy. You can do it with a few clicks. You just need to understand what you want to do. Your intent matters after all. So if you want to sync between two DBs, it can be a full-time job. You know that sometimes not having a backup is a big headache. So that's why you just need to pull this tool up, start a new job, click on that, and click on next. As I mentioned before, SQLyog remembers all the work that you did in the past, and it does your work for you. So you'll be able to select from a myriad of connections that we have saved. Source database is or the one that has data that you want to copy, and target database is the one that will contain the data that's synced with the source database. So that's what the source and target means in these synchronization visits. So once you've done that, you need to understand that there will be no modification that will be done in source database if you're doing a one-way sync. That's something that we'll get to soon. So before that, you just need to select this particular connection. So let's do that. Let me go ahead and you know what, I'm gonna sync the database after I sync the schema. Sorry about that. We just select the server. We just worked on this. So what we'll do is we'll work on it again. You will see that there's two different databases that we just synced using the schema sync. We'll just work on it. We'll click on next. Now you'll need to understand what kind of synchronization do you want to do. Do you want to do a one-way sync where only the target database gets affected? Do you want to do the two-way sync where both source and target database both are affected, both have the same data, both have similar information? Do you want to do that, or do you want to do a VDC? You visually merge data is basically just visual comparison visit. So you can do that, but we have already done that. And two-way sync is something that will is not that useful because we don't have much of data in the other database. So we'll just do one-way sync. We'll just click on next with one-way sync, and now we have the option of selecting all the data tables or just selecting some tables. Now, if you don't want to sync all the tables, you can select each table individually without selecting the all option. Please remember that primary key is very important. Primary key of every table is used to uniquely identify rows. When creating a sync job, one database is defined as source and another is defined as target. Therefore, if both tables have a row with same primary key value, the rule is that source will always override target. That means that the source database will override the target database if they have same primary key. As I mentioned before, two-way sync, it is just simply one-way sync that is done twice. That means in a two-way sync, you will sync from the source to target and then target to source. That's all that is. You can schedule this as well. You will go through the schedule option later. So you can just select any of these options. I'll check this and select this and select only a few of the information. Let's do that. I'll just select everything until this, and then I'll just select next. Now you can generate a script. You can sync and generate a script, or you can do a direct sync. It's up to you. You will get an option of aborting on error. you can use that. You can get email notification on error as well. It's up to you. Once you've done that, here is the option to run it immediately. Now we have saving options as well, which is pretty important. Sorry, which is pretty important. So you can save and schedule it using Windows Scheduler. Run immediately will run it immediately, as we have seen before. Saving and using Windows Scheduler is important because you can schedule your database synchronization. It is something that is pretty useful if you're not present, that you want a database to be synced every day or every week at a specific time. You can do that. You just need to select this option and click on next, and specify a job file. So I'll just say this and this, and click on finish, and you will see a database synchronization over here. So you just need to go to this a particular Windows scheduler, and you just need to go to schedule and click on new for a new schedule, and that's it. You can schedule schedule a daily sync, a weekly sync. It's up to you on what you prefer. This is something really useful, and it is something that we advise you to explore if you've not used SQLyog before. SQLyog will skip the table during the sync process. All the information about sync, including errors and other information, is stored in the log file found in the installation directory of SQLyog. It's called stj.log. You'll be able to spot it right away. Please remember that SQLyog checks for similarities in structure and primary keys for both tables. If they are not the same, SQLyog will skip the table during the sync process. That's all. Now, once you have scheduled it, you can go ahead and take a deep breather, and you can simply go back. What I'll do is I'll just cancel this, and you'll be able to sync it whenever you want. So this is basically just some of the power tool features we have for SQLyog. Scheduled backups is same as the database synchronization wizard, except again you can directly schedule it. You can schedule jobs as well. It's up to you. You can edit the jobs as well. So I can execute the one that I scheduled, or I can just select the ones and that I don't want to execute, and I can just delete that. See, I can delete the jobs that I don't want to be executed, and I can execute the jobs that I want to run right now. You can edit the ones that you don't want to work. You can go here and edit the jobs. It's up to you on how you can play around with it. This is just schedule jobs. There is a scheduled backups. You can just schedule the backups right away using Windows Scheduler, as I just showed you. These are some of the features for powerful features for SQLyog. It's something that I would advise you to play around with. And again, please reach out to me if you have any questions, because this is the end of the webinar, and I just wanted to give you a quick presentation of the power tool features we have. I'm available at dean@idera.com. Our support team is available at IDERA MySQL support at idera.com. Uh, you can reach out to us if you have any questions. We have perpetual licenses for SQLyog. Please check it out, and you have a blessed day. Enjoy your weekend. Have fun. Take care, guys.